Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday, happy hump day, as we say here in the States. It's July 17th, and everyone is freaking out about Bitcoin yet again. So here we have it, folks. Prices of BTC currently at 9,371. I wrote up a post yesterday on TradingView if you want to go check it out. Might give you a peace of mind, might freak you out even more. But basically what I talked about, folks, is if we look at this chart here, okay, we went back all the way to, the 2013 top right here, all right, at $1,200, and then the 2015 low right here right around $175, $200 or so, okay? What I did was I placed a fib from this top to this bottom, and you could see that the 618 reversal right here, the fib, it was hit by the price action somewhere around June as well, okay, around 2016, all right? What happened after that was we pulled back about 39%, okay? And a lot of that move actually happened on this wick right here. I don't know if you could see that, but and then after that, we spent about couple of months of just, well, maybe like a good month of just sideways right here in a tight range, and then moved on back up towards that 618. About 6 months later, you could see the date stamp just down here. Okay, so we went to that same 618 level right around December 2016, so exactly almost 6 months later, and then finally we broke it, and then pulled back, tested it as support, and then moved away for the next 1 year of just a big bullish uptrend. Okay, now along the way, okay, not only did we have this 39% pullback right there, we had another pullback right here of about 34%, another one of about 35%, another one over here of about 39%, another one over here for about 40%, another one over here about 30%, okay? Now, why am I showing you this, okay? I want to prepare you for what lies ahead, okay? If you are to believe that we are in a potentially start of a big bull rally, which I personally believe we are, all right? Every single sign and time frame is showing us that we are essentially entering something like this, okay, for the coming months or maybe a year or two, all right? So if you believe that, you need to get used to drops like this, all right? If you cannot handle pullbacks of 20-30%, this is not the market for you, folks. Not only is this not the market for you, you don't deserve to have these gains right here if you cannot stomach the losses like this. Okay, I just want to make that really clear, right? Because I know all these Twitter trolls and people on YouTube have been commenting, oh, lately you've been off and you keep making the wrong calls. Guys, stop. Go back to your mom's basement, whatever you're doing, all right? You need to realize that I've been doing this for a long time, all right? Yes, I may be wrong, and that's fine. I'm totally okay with admitting there are times that I'm wrong. But what does being wrong really mean? Okay, does that mean that, oh, I basically bought this top right here and I think that the market's going higher? No, if I'm wrong, okay, I will simply just sell out maybe below this consolidation period right here, which is around, I don't know, 7,200 or something, all right? That's fine. Those are the chances that you have to take in big sort of bullish markets where you are expecting big reward for your patience, for you to be able to, buy when things look really bloody, okay? And one thing I'll tell you is I am going to be a buyer in this level, okay? I'll explain that level a little bit later, but I just want you guys to know that I hear and read all your comments, okay? All the people who are criticizing right now are the same people who used to talk about, hey, this analysis is great and this and that, but you fail to understand something crucial about my analysis, which is it's okay to be wrong, first of all, Okay, you will be wrong many times, just like you'll be wrong many times in life. All right, you don't even have to be right that often in financial markets and tradable markets. You just need to make sure that you are right more than you are wrong. You just need to make sure that your winners are bigger than your losers. Okay, that's it, folks. Not trying to brag, I'm up 300% for the year. All right, I don't think I'm overly concerned with being wrong with one thing. All right, just to let you know. Okay, so when prices are pulling back right now, I'm cool as a cucumber. Okay, I'm waiting. All right, this is part of something that I came to understand, that okay, this is possible. So what did I do? I've not only doubled down on my positions, but I got a decent amount of cash just waiting. Not only in my short-term positions, but I have some cash waiting in my medium and long-term. This is the difference between, the good traders, the professionals, and the bad. Okay, those who went all in right here, all right, sold at a loss probably down here. They probably even bought somewhere over here, all in again, but they didn't know what to do when prices came down here. And they definitely won't know what to do if prices come down here. Okay, so this is a difference between smart and not so smart in these markets. And in our community, I've well prepared my community members that these are the positions that I'm in. All right, yes, my averages are higher right now, but don't think that I don't have 45% cash to basically buy the bottom down here. And when prices start moving back up towards 11, 12, 13, 15, 20K, I'll be up massively. Okay, it'll be like just a waiting game for me. That's really it. All right, so just be careful before you criticize someone and try to understand the bigger picture at play. And I just explained to you the bigger picture, that you may have many rocky roads and sharp and steep drops on the way up. All right, so that's exactly what we're experiencing. We hit the 618 fib level, which was the retrace from this high to this low, right? Pulling back right around 30 to 40% right here. The 38, 39% could bring us down all the way to about $8,500. I know I'm prepared for that. Just ask yourself if you are. Okay, and once that happens, I don't suspect any reason why BTC shouldn't just go, kind of like this again and keep on moving back up. All right, it may actually take, a similar trajectory like this, where it takes maybe, 5-6 months, bores people to death, which is really what, markets are all about. At the very, right time, the markets will turn on you. They'll go sideways for a little bit. You'll probably sell right here because you'll think that it's going to keep going down, but then the markets just keep going higher and higher. Just how markets work, because people don't have enough patience to wait. All right. Okay, so anyway, guys, you can read about this post right here on Cryptosomniac. I've opened this up to everyone. Bitcoin drops 30%. It's on the Cryptosomniac trading view page. Okay, and give us a thumbs up if you do, see this. All right. Now, with that being said, here is the daily chart on Kraken that I mocked up. Yesterday, I spoke about something particular, and this is where I am happy to point out that I was wrong about my wave count. Okay, here's what I was hoping that this was. Okay, I thought this was going to be an ABC right here. So this was going to be an A, B, C, right? This area right here. But what happened was I did not take into account that this is going to just be a wick on the 4 hour. Okay, so let me explain this for you for the future. So when you have these kinds of wave counts, right, when you have something like this, okay, so you have, and by the way, Elliott wave counts can also go down. Okay, they don't just have to keep going up. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let me first show the waves here. Okay, so here's how the wave counts look. Here's wave 1, wave 2 pulls back up, wave 3 is that big deep stretch, wave 4 is right here, wave 5 is right here. I had stated that you typically don't want the candles right here to dig into the wave 1, right here. But what really happened was it was only really the wick that kind of dug in right here into the wave one, which by most accounts is actually fine. It's really the rule, or I'm sorry, the exception to the rule of wave counts when this kind of happens. Because wicks are sometimes, they could be seen as, I don't know, liquidity issues, just some sharp events that happen in a market, which really don't discount the validity of the wave count. It's just a one-off event. And this is why sometimes we, don't take these wicks into account when they dig in just a little bit into the wave one, all right? Or, vice versa, all right? So with that being said, I would say this is actually a valid wave count. And wave 5, I would say, is either going to finish off there, which I just showed you around this red block. And again, there are two possibilities, all right, where price could stop. This red block, which is the previous consolidation before this big up move, I think the Libra announcement happened on this day or this day. It was very close, okay? And basically this consolidation is a very peculiar sign of knowing that the Libra announcement is coming. Let's pump this thing, all the way up, right? So I'm not surprised that this thing kind of fully sort of retraces all the way back to pre-announcement of Libra. And now that we're having all the bad news from, the United States Senate and Congress about Libra and all these different crypto institutions needing to get bank charters, all this fundamental news, guys, is timed, and it's actually well known to the insiders who actually control the market. All right. So again, this is why technicals are important. Everything that you want to be able to see that's happening in the fundamental space, it's always visible in a chart. Okay, that's why you don't have to focus on 80 other things that are happening externally outside of the asset. And when you look at a chart like this, something is always visible in the chart that tells you that something else happened externally, or there's something happening, underneath in terms of fundamentals or R&D, what have you. Okay, so with that being said, what this price action is basically telling me is this is a full retracement of this, consolidation and then up move. All right. It could also very well be possible that prices could retrace all the way down here to this purple block. Okay, this was really the big sort of consolidation that we had between about 8,800 all the way down to about 7,576. Okay, or I guess 7,4 right here. Okay, prices could very well retreat down here, and I bet you there's gonna be a lot of people who bought at this top will probably sell down here. Okay, my plan is something that I've told my community is I'm going to be a buyer in this block right here, and I'm going to be a buyer in this block. Okay, why do I say that? Okay, again, going back to this chart right here, if you look at a chart like this, right, I do not want to be a seller. Where did that chart go? I do not want to be a seller down here. Okay, especially if I believe that this market has been trending up and it may have more room to go. Okay, this topping right here, of course it's a bit scary, but if you believe that this trend is still intact, there's no reason why we shouldn't keep going back up. Imagine when you look at a chart like this, right, and you're in 2017. Okay, let me just hide this, right? So imagine we're right there. Okay, let's see. You don't even see that next green candle. Okay, you see something like this, right? Prices have basically dropped from the high of 3,000 all the way to a low of about 1,800. So that's about 38% drop. Imagine how much you're freaking out. Okay, and again, if we throw up a fib on this, right? So we catch this bottom to this top. Okay, you can see that it probably hit the 50% fib right there, right? It came very close to the 6-1. Actually, bet you it even comes quite close to that. It comes very close to the 618 fib, right? But it hits the 50% fib, and then it keeps moving up and up and up and up. So imagine how I guess, silly or dumb you feel when you think that, oh crap, the market's actually going down, it's over, party's over, let's go home. And then you get this big sort of massive bullish, engulfing on the weekly, and boom, you forget this ever happened and you just take off. Okay, I'm not saying that this market has to churn out the same sort of example in the same way, but I'm saying that it would behoove you to look at the larger time frames when you start panicking and freaking out. All right, so with that being said, there's also not only this red block meeting us, but there's these trend lines that are also meeting us in this same vicinity. All right, these trend lines came from a touch right there, right there, right there, and all these cluster of touches right here where we had a brief consolidation period and then a massive move on up. Okay, so these trend lines are also important. So the point is that, with the confluence that you get in this red block and this purple block, this is what kind of enables me to feel a little bit more safer to buy in this block. No one really knows if this is going to hold, okay? But if you truly believe that BTC or some of the assets in crypto are going to do a lot better, excuse me, for the longer term, then you want to be a buyer here, not a seller. Okay, not investment advice, folks. You can do whatever you want. I don't really care. I'm just saying that my community is well aware of exactly what I do, how we do it, where we do it. So try to understand the bigger picture at play. All right, folks, it's going to be crucial if you're trying to be in this market for a long period of time. Your emotions will get rocky when you see your portfolio drop 20-30%. You will not always be able to catch these tops. We actually did sell at this top in the community. We even rebought down here, sold a little bit up here, rebought, and now I'm waiting to rebuy again. Okay, so don't think that I didn't sell exactly at the top, all right? Because I did. You can watch my previous videos and you could see that in there. Okay, so with that being said, here we have, again, the drop that shows you where exactly prices could be potentially dropping. And here's that consolidation visible in the 4-hour where you see, nice little ascending triangle right here, maybe a bull pennant from, this flag right here, and then it took off, right? So this is really a nice little cluster area for prices to break down into. And then I'm potentially going to, buy some spot buys spot buys for BTC right here. Okay. Let's see how Ether is doing as well. Let me check out what all I have to cover today. Oh yeah. So let's see. Let me pull this up right here. Okay, so here's the 4-hour RSI. This is something really interesting. We have not hit the 4-hour oversold territory since way over here, beginning of June. Okay, beginning of June was, let's see, over here, which is when we had that first drop all the way down to about 9,700. Or actually, wait, I'm sorry, way over here. I'm wrong. This drop right here, when we, went with a fake out right here to about 9,000. Shaked out a lot of people right around 7,400, and then boom, consolidated for a little bit, and then took off, right? Again, we are entering the 4-hour oversold territory right there. Daily, same thing. We are breaking some critical support levels on the RSI, right? I was hoping this 47-point range would hold up, but now it looks like we're going to be going down a bit further. Now the next big support level is probably somewhere around here, about 36 points or so. So don't be surprised if we sort of hit this level too, pause for a little bit, and maybe keep dropping further. All right. All of this, folks, has happened so many times before in BTC. It should not surprise you anymore. All right. When a market sells off like this, it's really just part of the game, right? You need to start understanding how to read markets from a larger perspective than trying to be able to catch bottoms and tops, because you're not going to be able to do that successfully all the time. Okay, So anyway, folks, the RSI is, trending still after that 47-point break. The next support is about 36 points. All right. And that could potentially stop BTC right around that area that I spoke about. All right. If we start looking on the weekly as well, you could see that the next, sort of big range that we could potentially stop in is this, at least on a weekly consolidation period, between 8,700 and 7,600. Again, all I'm saying is just prepare yourself for what might lie ahead. All right, things are going to get really rough in this emotional roller coaster that you're about to sort of ride on. All right, because this is really what it takes to be able to endure the pain of a market, to be able to have the potential gains in the future. Right? And honestly, if you personally think that this is the top and we're never going to go back higher, it's okay for you to just sell and go 100% in cash, and then maybe join back in when prices are higher than 13,000. You have options. Okay, and if you think prices are going to go lower, sell now, buy down here at 5,000 or 3,000, whatever number people are saying. Okay, it's very possible that we could do that. All right. Here's the weekly RSI as well. Here's where the weekly bounced off multiple times last time. All right, good strong support level is right around there, 54 points. All right, so we could potentially bounce off there. This is really another little block where the RSI cluster bounced off of. So 55, 56 points, and then 54 points is really where there's a lot of confluence in terms of movement in the RSI. So we have a bit of a time to go in the weekly RSI as well. All right. Let me see how else things are looking. Okay. I want to check out Ether. So I'm actually going to be picking up more and more Ether as prices dip. I would say Ether has potentially an area where it could bounce off between 174 and about 152 or so. Okay, so that would be another area if you want to look out for Ether. Again, not investment advice, just letting you know that these are potential areas that Ether could bounce out and from. Okay, let's see how LTC is doing. LTC's been bleeding a lot, which makes sense because it was just honestly on a rocket ship when it was actually moving. LTC could bounce back between 92 and 67. That was really the last big consolidation for 3 weeks before a big up move. So all of these are actually surprisingly, the big altcoins like LTC and Ethereum and Bcash, they're all entering critical, support levels where they initially retraced for 2 or 3 weeks and then just had massive upside movement. Right? So, and I spoke about this for a little bit. Let's see. Wonder if it's this chart right here. No, wait. 3-day chart. There we go. Here's that, BTC dominance chart that I've spoken about. Alt will probably lose more value as, BTC gains the higher dominance level. And if BTC dominance comes down further, then alts will probably move a bit better. I don't think BTC dominance is looking that weak. I mean, unless it somehow comes down to like 65 points right here, it could honestly just come down kind of like this, bounce out this support, and then keep on moving back up. I think the one thing that's really sort of surprised me as of late is really how the dominance has been moving. And clearly, this is a sign that smart money and professionals really believe in BTC as, one of the few assets to succeed in the future, because they keep driving that one up, right? And basically most of the alts are really just moving sideways or not really moving at all with BTC. So it's a kind of a positive sign if you're a BTC hodler or holder or investor like I am, So with that being said, I would say, BTC might be the asset for you to look at. And alts are basically going into capitulation regardless of BTC moving up or down. Here's the altcoin dominance right here. Okay. You know, I'd stated before that if somehow the altcoins don't bounce up from here towards its next alt season, they need to be able to do it at least at this near this red marker. Okay, because if we look at this on the candle formation, you could see this was the last time in 2017 April where alts bounced off this critical level and then just, you know, took off, right? So this might be another area where you could potentially look for a bounce on altcoins. But remember, there's a long way for alts to bleed, all right? And I think, you know, as the overall market cap of crypto goes down, a majority of the brunt of the pain will be felt by altcoins, all right? So keep that in mind, not to jump in too early. When you start seeing a majority of altcoins popping off, like you see 20-30% across the board on many alts, that might be the first sign that alt season might be coming. Okay, so I sort of laid out the landscape, folks, for you guys, so you know y'all can stop freaking out, because I know everyone is really just losing their mind at what's going on with the market. You know, prices are pulling back so heavily, and people wish that, you know, hey, we want to go to 3,000 or 4,000. Guys, it's more than likely not going to happen. You missed your chance. The fact that you are saying that and you didn't buy at 3,000 or 4,000 when it was already there last year probably means that you're not going to buy this time around. All right, so learn how to, you know, accept the fact that the markets are moving the way they are. You know, look out for opportunities that the market is now presenting to you, and then trade accordingly. Okay, let me check out the 12-hour chart. All right, 12-hour chart also does not look good because it's basically, you know, pulling out this big sort of bearish candle, and it looks like it's really just headed into, everything looks like it's headed into this little cluster right here between 9,000 and 9,300, which is again previous consolidation before uprise right here. And what we see over here is the resistance level on the 12-hour RSI. All of the charts right here on 4-hour, daily, 12-hour, they're all going to show you this descending sort of trend line in RSI. And it's normal because when a market sells off like this, you're not going to have any sort of even retracements back towards that RSI level trend line. It just kind of sells off straight down, okay? And typically when you come out of, or rather when there's, you know, signs of life that the asset is showing you, what it's going to do is kind of go like this, probably hit it a little bit more, pull back just a little bit, and then break on through, okay? So that might be your first sign that, hey, the market's coming, you know, close to a bottom. This might be the time or an opportunity to get in, all right? So anyway, folks, with that being said, join the Cryptosomniac channel. If you don't understand some of the terminology that I use, whether it's, you know, how to use Fibonacci levels, how I use, you know, the different pivots indicators. Here's another thing that I want to show y'all is, you know, here's the daily pivot block right here. All right. Gosh, I hate when that happens. 1 second. Let me do this. First, let's turn the drawing tools off. All right. And then stretch this down a little bit. And I bet you that the pivot has actually been broken. Here's the pivot. Okay, so that the daily pivot is actually broken. And now what we need to do is see if that S1 will hold up. More than likely, you know, the S1s will probably hold up, but I hope we don't even have to get to that point. You know, this $9,100 area right here, again, like I said, is a good amount of consolidation, and also this big sort of cluster of sideways chop should be enough to hold up price somewhere in this region right here. Okay, so just keep that in mind, you know, that the markers that I laid out for you guys, right? Let's see on the 12-hour exactly where the supports and resistance levels are. Here's the S1 that price is breaking under on the 12-hour. The S2 is actually right around 8,500, so that could be another possibility. Now the 4-hour, I think, is where things get really interesting. Okay, The 4-hour also states that the S1 has been broken. The S2 is right around 8,500, right? So this could be actually the perfect area based on the 4-hour, 12-hour, and the cluster of sideways price action in the daily that we saw over here. Okay, oops, over here, right? This middle range of this area, 8,500. So that would be a really particular area that I don't think anyone would actually be able to tell that, hey, this might be the time, or I'm sorry, this might be the price where things would actually reverse. 8,500. I think people are typically going for either the 7,000, 6,000, 5,000 level, or most people are thinking that we have to bounce here. So I think that would be really interesting if we see a sharp wick into 8,500 and then keep on moving away. All right. Let's see. I did talk about this trading view post. Oh yeah, so Cryptosomniac folks, hit the products page, technical analysis course, $20. Really great price for everything that we offer, everything that we're teaching you right now, everything, whether it's fibs, the RSIs, how do you draw trend lines, how do you read indicators like the RSI or the pivots, the Ichimoku cloud, MACD, whatever else we use from time to time. Everything is in this course. All right, and then after, what you get to do is, when you do purchase this course, you get 7 days free access to our Advantage community. All right, this is where all the magic happens, all the cool stuff that we talk about, all the trades that we're entering. We now just opened up 2 channels in anticipation of this market, where it's mostly a lot of short setups, option puts on Deribit. So everything, if you're a bear, you would love these 2 channels. All right, and we have an awesome bear in our community, Jordan. He loves the short. So if you are into that, you like trading perpetuals on BitMEX or Deribit, this is the community for you, folks. We live and breathe for this stuff, and if you're ready to come join Cryptosomniac Advantage or the technical analysis course and come trade with us. All right, I'll see you guys in hopefully the low 9,000s or high 8,000s. All right, again, come join Cryptosomniac. There should be a free link to Discord at the bottom of this YouTube video. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoy my content. Take care, cheers, and have a wonderful day.